Hi guys, it's Sarah from Book Nerds and Fangirls, and today is Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey, but is now hosted by Sam on Thoughts on Tomes. So, this week's topic was exciting yet challenging. What this week's topic is that we were supposed to pick the top 5 characters that we think were the most like. Not that we want to be, because that would have been a totally separate list from me. No, I had to actually sit down really long and hard to think about this list. I would like to thank my friends, if they're watching this, in the fandom, because it did help me make some of my decisions as to what characters I'm most like, except number 1 has changed from when I was in the fandom, but I guess we'll just wait and see. Okay, so number 5 is really loosely based off me, very loosely. I don't really find a lot of book characters I personally relate to, honestly. Yeah. Number 5 for me, honestly, it was just on the standpoint of questioning your religion and other stuff, and that is Peyton from Burned by Ellen Hawkins. The only trait I really share with Peyton is that she questions her religion in this book. And from when I was the age of 5, I questioned my religion. It's the reason why I'm non-denominational, mostly because, yes, I believe in God, but I'm not a very religious person. I don't think anyone should really tell me my relationship with God, except me. So I personally made the decision to stop going to church and be non-denominational and other stuff, and that's one thing I never really told people on the internet, because I don't want people automatically dismissing me just because I don't go to church. I still pray, and I still believe in God, and I still talk to God. Talk to God through prayer, and pray for those who are me, and various other things. And I also respect religion, even though it's not for me. I'm not a part of it. But I related to Peyton in this book because this was me at a point in my life of the questioning religion. Not really the abusive dad and what happens to her throughout this novel, but as for the questioning your own religion and having people shame you in that religion for questioning the beliefs that you're supposed to believe. I mean, I'm a curious human being, and I want to know why things are the way they are, and so did Peyton in this book, and I found that was automatically relatable, because some churches, I'm not saying all, some priests, preachers, ministers, they don't feel comfortable answering the big questions about religion, and why God does what he does, and other stuff. I actually ran into a lot of problems because I questioned this during service when I was a child. So after that, I just decided to stop going, and thankfully my parents were supportive of this, and thankfully my boyfriend is supportive of me no matter what I decide to be. So that's how I relate to Peyton, and please no hate comments about religion down below, or posts saying that I should really get back into church, because I've had these discussions with people, and I respect them telling me, and yes, I do go to church every once in a blue moon to learn about different religions and how they're different, but it's just not for me. So, So coming in at number 4, I have someone I could personally relate to, and that is Sam from Every Last Word. Sam, again, with this one, I only have like maybe 2 character traits I share with her. One being, I don't have OCD, but the anxiety that comes with OCD, I totally related to in this book. I have, I'm trying to remember what anxiety disorder it was. I have generalized anxiety disorder, and sometimes it gets really bad. And Sam, while she was going through her panic attacks in this book, I totally related to them. Also, I do have slight OCD. I don't have as obsessive OCD as Sam does in this novel, but I do relate to what she's going through, and I do relate to her anxiety and wanting to be normal and not wanting to be defined by your disorder, because I don't want to be defined by my anxiety or my religion or anything for that matter. I want to be defined by who I am personally as a person, not what I was thrown into without any permission. But I do relate to Sam. I also relate to expressing my feelings through word. I am not a poet, but I do write fan fiction and write my own stories and other stuff, and it really helps with anxiety, and so does theater and other stuff. I wouldn't have lived without those things, and I probably would have been more of a nervous wreck than I am. But that's why I relate to Sam. So coming in at number 3 may be a little bit more loosely than the other 2, but I personally relate to this character on so many levels, and that is Brooke Davis from One Tree Hill. I am such a huge Brooke Davis fan. She's everything that I admire in a person. And while we were going through fandoms with my friends and the fandoms we wanted to be in, One Tree Hill popped up, and I was watching One Tree Hill, I loosely watched it. I didn't know what character, so I took a character quiz, and it told me I was Brooke Davis, and I really didn't see how until I watched the series. Brooke Davis is very open with her, this is gonna be an awkward topic. Brooke Davis is really open about her sexuality, and she cares about her friends. I'm very open about my sexuality when it comes to people I'm really close to, and I relate to Brooke Davis on that level too. I also relate to how much of a shopping addict she is because I do love to shop. I'm very outspoken, and sometimes I say things I shouldn't say, like Brooke does. I also really have a really snarky attitude sometimes. But Brooke Davis isn't just defined by those things. Brooke Davis is also a really loyal friend to her best friends, and I'm a very loyal friend, and even though I fight with my friends personally, anyone else who fights with my friends I have a problem with, like Brooke, and, like with Brooke, I don't want to be defined by that either, and I believe that I made something of myself, like Brooke made something of herself, and I do really like fashion. I don't think I would be a fashion designer, but I really would love to own my own store, like Brooke does. Brooke also really loves kids, and I really love kids personally, so this is the reasons I think I relate to Brooke. to Brooke Davis. That and oh my god, Sophia Bush. Can that girl get a round of applause by how amazing of a Brooke Davis she is? And Brooke Davis also is a hopeless romantic, and I'm a hopeless romantic at heart. And I just have so much love for Brooke Davis, and I relate to her so much. She is one of the most relatable characters for me on One Tree Hill, and even though I don't make a lot of bitchy comments like Brooke does, I can see myself saying some of those in a scenario that I would be placed in, because I found a couple lines that Brooke Davis said. I'm just like, I've been in that situation. I really wanted to use that line in that situation. Why did I not find this series sooner when I was in that situation? But, it just, things happen, I guess. So, moving on, I'm sorry about the long rants in this video. Coming in at number 2, I have another person that I didn't really think I related to that much, and then I really started thinking about it, and I actually really do relate to her a lot, and that is Rose Hathaway from the Vampire Academy series. Rose is a dedicated and loyal friend, and I will do anything for my friends, even if it means sacrificing myself for my friends. I'll do it. I'm also fiercely loyal to anyone who is loyal to me. Like Rose is. I also really have a snarky and sassy attitude like Rose does. I find myself sometimes saying some of Rose's lines from this book because it's appropriate for the situation. One of my favorite lines I always use, and some of the insults she throws towards the boys is some of the insults I would have thrown towards boys, acting the same way towards me. Also, I relate to Rose in the fact that she's not afraid to speak her mind. She's not afraid to tell someone that is wrong when she feels that wrong. Rose is very stuck in her ways, but she could also be her mind could also be changeable like mine can. I'm very stuck in my ways too, and I'm very fiercely dedicated to what I believe in, like Rose is. Also, I want to be as badass as Rose, and I know I can't be as badass as Rose Hathaway. I don't think anyone actually could be as badass as Rose Hathaway, because, it's a fantasy book. So, above and beyond, and I love Rose Hathaway, and she is probably one of my favorite characters of all time that I could personally relate to. That, and she will do anything for the man she loves also, which I feel like I will do that. And Rose isn't a very strong cooker, and I can't cook worth crap either, so I personally relate to her on that fact. That and her curiosity. I have Rose's curiosity out the butt. And I do have her mild anger issues, because sometimes I just want to punch people in the face, but people tell me that I shouldn't do that, and I don't do that. I've never really been in a fight. So, I really like to think that I'm not 100% like Rose Hathaway, but I'm pretty close in some aspects. So coming in at number 1 is a character I didn't really want to be like, but I really found the more I watched this series, and yes, it is a TV series, the more I personally related to this girl as a whole. That, and I also related to her boyfriend in here, so it was a very hard decision picking between these two individuals. But in the end, instead of saying I personally relate to Damon Salvatore the most, I have chosen Elena Gilbert from the Vampire Diaries series. And the reason why I relate to Elena so much in this series is because she is a loyal and dedicated friend friend, and she will sacrifice herself for her friends like I will. She is also fiercely loyal to her family. She knows when to keep a secret when she knows people in her life are in danger. She believes the best in people even though they do horrible things, because I also believe the best in people even though most people say, why do you believe the best in him? Him or her, they're not worth your time. I personally think no one's a lost cause. A lost cause until the very last moment where I just personally have had enough, and personally it's affecting my mental health. Mental health too. Got other ways I'm like Elena, because there's a lot of ways I could totally see myself striking a deal with all these vamps to keep my friends and family safe, and sacrificing myself because, you know, that's what Elaine does all the time. Also, I hate to admit it, but I do have her constant crying habit. I don't do it as much as she does in the series, but when I'm mad and pissed off and extremely emotional, I do cry like Elena does. Doesn't this? Also, Elena is not afraid to speak her mind and be who she needs to be in that moment. She's also not afraid to go against big bad vampires. Also, she is very, very, outgoing, and I would like to personally think I'm very outgoing as well. Also, her temper, I hate to admit this on a normal day, but I do also have Elena Gilbert's temper. I could just see myself throwing a punch at an arrogant vampire, because I have dealt with arrogant people before that I just wanted to punch and impulsively. Sometimes I almost did, but we're not going to discuss that in detail. But also, the thing that I relate to the most about Elena is her compassion. I'm a very compassionate person, and I do believe in love 100%. And I think it will see everyone through, and that is why I think I am most like Elena Gilbert for the Vampire Diaries. But there you guys have it. That was the characters I personally think I'm the most like. Comment down below and let me know your favorite character that you think you are most like, and I will see you guys later. Bye!